recording it for pool either way. Hopefully it doesn't do the skipping thing. Okay. So let's say you're doing a lesson. So you've opened up Notebook or whatever you're wanting to do. And I've gotten in the habit, and some people have as well, of recording each day whatever your lesson might be. But again, it's only recording what you are doing on your desktop. So it's not recording you actually as a person video. So if you're wanting to do that, you'd have to get a flip camera or something like that from the library. I believe we have those to check out with Siler. So you can do that and have those recordings. You can convert that to your own device. So let's say we've recorded a lesson, and we are now wanting to post that to YouTube. Every teacher can create your own YouTube account if you have not already. The easiest way, well, first of all, does everybody have a YouTube account? Have you already done that? Is there anybody that's not sure?
A school YouTube or?
Okay, well, you're like a teacher account. You can link your Google account through a YouTube. Let me maybe just show you how to do that in case you haven't. So the easiest way is to go to your Gmail. So go to Google.
Is this from 210?
Mhm.
Oh, it's Jonathan.
Yeah, it's me. So if you go to Google, if you're not sure if you've done this or not, you don't see YouTube directly, and that's one thing that kind of trips up people. But if you click on this zone where you've got all these different options, the Google apps, you want to go down to where it says More. I'll give everybody a little bit of time to get there. So if you just log into Google or your Gmail, any of them, they're all linked together. But if you go down to More, you will see the YouTube icon. Go ahead and click on that. Now, if you've already uploaded videos and you've already done this step at some point, maybe you just didn't remember doing that.
Why can I not sign in with it?
There you go. So once you log in to Google, if you click on the More, eventually you'll see the YouTube icon, and you just click on that. And if you've already posted things, you really won't see anything. But if you go to where it says Upload, and if you don't know, the upload icon is right up here, top right. Okay, if you go to where it says Upload up here, looks like a little arrow. If you click on the upload, if I've got a video that I've recorded, it will bring me to this icon. Now, if you've never uploaded a video before, it will show you something different, which I can't show you. Like looking at Kyle's, it says Upload As, and then it'll give you some options. You can either leave it the way it is, that's what I did, and you just create a channel. If you've already uploaded something, then you've created your teacher channel. Okay, now technically you can create other channels eventually. That's a little bit more than what the scope of this session is, but you can create alternative channels for different classes, specific things that you want to maybe have students watch. But it's literally that simple. So you can now create a space where you can upload any videos that you want to make public or private. There's different settings. So to explain the three, public is literally what it means. It's available to have anybody look at it. They can make comments about yours. You can have people subscribe to your channel if you so desire, to leave that option open. Unlisted is basically unknown to anyone. It's not able to be searched. You would have to give the link specifically to somebody, and therefore it's unsearchable. So I suppose if you're wanting to upload something that you really don't want anybody else to really have a lot of access to, I leave mine public. And private's kind of the middle ground. Private is searchable, so you can have students be able to look up your posts, but I think they can make comments and some other aspects with that. So my suggestion would be either you can have them public and searchable or private for those two options. Okay, so let's take maybe a video and you can do a couple different searches. I usually have everything. Let's see if I can find one. I suppose I should have had one maybe. We'll do the one that I just recorded today. Okay, so if you have a video, just to kind of show you the process, I just selected the video that I recorded earlier, just that little test video, and it's showing that it's processing up there at the top. There's a couple different options that you can do here. Just depends on how fancy you want to get. You can make a title. Okay, give your video a title. I usually have it the title of the lesson or the unit or whatever you want to do. You can add a description. You can add tags, specific topics, like right now in biology we're dealing with genetics and Punnett squares. Those are big ideas that you can have. Again, if it's public, it's searchable. Someone else might like that video and use it in their class. That's happened a couple times for me. But you can put tags in there as well. Over here, again, you've got the different options of private or public or unsearchable or unlinkable. Those are different options that you can set. My suggestion, if you really don't feel too comfortable about having it all the way open to the public, just set it as private, and you can kind of leave it so that other people can't see it as much. You can share it though, so if you want to leave it private, you can click the share button and only allow certain people to view that. You can put that link then in your Moodle page, and that way only you are controlling who sees that. Okay, so if you don't feel too comfortable leaving it wide open to the public, that's probably your best option. Okay. So I'm going to put a couple things. So just for right now, since this is not one I really care too much about. Okay, so that's really all I really mess with too much. It's the processing is done, and you click done when you're finished, and now it's saved. And if you go to Video Manager, then there's the video I just uploaded that anybody else can look at. Okay, and I've got a lot of other videos that are already there. But posting videos, it's really that simple. Okay, so you just You use the smart recorder to record your video, and once you're done with it, you select it through YouTube, and it's now there for anybody else to see that wants to.
Can
Yeah.
can you record on your iPhone or your iPad and post it?
As far as I know, anything that you can record a video on, you can then upload it to your YouTube account. So I would say yes, that's the way I understand it. I've never done that myself. I've always used the smart recorder app, but if it's saving it in some sort of video format, it should recognize it. Okay. All right, any questions on the recording aspect or the posting? Okay. Yeah. As far as the trying it aspect, without being able to record it, I don't know. I mean, you're more than welcome to try posting something. There may be some sample videos. I suppose you could always, I don't know, download a video on there if you wanted to.
If you edit, there are some creative, if you click on the edit button, there are some
Yes,
creative comment videos.
yeah, so we'll get to the editing part in just a little bit, but yeah, if you want to experiment as far as the posting aspect, you're more than welcome to.
I'm saying there are creative commons videos in there, so there are some public videos
Sure.
that you could use.
Sure.
And then we'll take a look at the editing aspect of things.
What do you want to do, answer?
Well, I was just saying, if you wanted to practice the posting aspect of things, you can. I don't know if there might be some sample videos that are on the desktop, I don't know. As far as, okay, so once you have a video, Sarah, and you want to upload it, then you would just click on this icon right here. It just looks like a layer. That is your upload spot. So once you click on that, then it will give you an option of uploading a video. So let's say you've recorded a video and how to do the recording for it. Smart recording. Okay. So if you, let me show you. Because I don't think it's on those laptops. You, the editing aspect, because there is some that you can kind of play around with there, that they have added more options, because we used to be able to just record and post, and you really didn't have much you could do with it other than maybe you had video editing software. They've incorporated a lot of that into YouTube now, and there's a couple different things you can do. You can go back and change your settings. That's this first button, looks like a pencil, it says Info and Settings. If you open up a video that you have posted, okay, it can't be a video that someone else has done, but if you've uploaded your own video, then you can do the editing on those videos. Okay, you can't edit someone else's video as far as I'm aware of. So Info and Settings, that just changes some of those settings that you've already established, like the name, the description, your tags. The really interesting part is this next one that looks like, I don't know, it looks like a magic wand icon called Enhancements. If you click on that.
That's creative.
Now again, as far as I'm aware, you can only do this for videos that you have posted. So if you don't have any videos,
Can you pause for a second?
Yeah.
We're like 4 steps behind, and I'm
I'm
not
sorry.
sure how that happened.
Where are you?
Yeah,
Okay.
how did you get in there?
So is that only if you have the video posted already? That you
yes, yeah. The only way you can do the editing is if you have your own videos. So I'm in the video manager,
Okay. Got it.
which some of you maybe don't have any videos in there. So the editing aspect, again, unfortunately, if you don't have my channel, maybe.
I mean, I don't have any, well,
Okay.
there's my upload.
Okay, there you go. So if you click on that,
But that wasn't yours, right? Oh, okay.
so you're gonna, as long as you've uploaded a video, then you will. As long as you have a video that you've uploaded yourself, then you can edit it.
Even if it's one from the YouTube itself, huh?
Yes.
It was a Creative Commons one, that's why,
Oh,
it was
okay.
public.
Yeah, so if it's public and you've uploaded it through your channel, you have access to edit that. But if you're just watching a video of something completely else, you won't have this option, okay? Is that, are we good now?
Yep, yep.
Okay.
Yes, I,
Fantastic. All right, so if I'm going into this, then I see these icons, whether it's on the top or the bottom, it doesn't really matter. But the one you want to click on is the, looks like a little sparkly wand. I don't really know what it is, but it'll say enhancements, and it will open up all these different options. Now, there's a couple things that I would use this a lot for, and then there's a lot of things I would probably never use, okay, because I'm not extremely artsy, okay? The one thing I use a lot is down here, the scissors. It says trim, okay? This is where you can trim your video. You can cut out parts to make it a little bit less in length, or maybe I got to talking with this student, I totally forgot I was recording, and I really want to cut that out, okay? There's a couple different things we can do with that. So I'm going to go in and just show you that. So if I click trim, it will basically lay out the whole video here. Let me see if I can make that just a little bit bigger so you guys can see. And over here on the left-hand side, there's this blue box, and I can drag that to wherever I want from the beginning. Maybe I want to start it here instead of starting at the very beginning. So I can cut out maybe the beginning, maybe I was doing a journal, and I don't really need to show the kids that. I just want to show the actual instruction part of the lesson. I can also trim the end. Maybe I got to talking to somebody and I want to cut that out. Now what they've just added is another option a little bit farther down here that I can split. I can cut this clip somewhere in the middle. Now I can't split at the beginning and I can't split at the end, but I can split pretty much anywhere else. So maybe I want to cut right there. It now gives me this option, split. And it will give me a new tab here where I can trim this video. And when it's all done, it'll bring all that together.
could you do that again?
I do that in class too. I do lots of sound effects. So instead of having this maybe there's an hour-long video, I can trim this down to maybe 15 minutes by taking out sections that really weren't that necessary for the students anyway. Okay, so as I'm watching, sometimes I'll do this at the end of school. I'll go back in, that really wasn't necessary for next year because I'm figuring on keeping these for several years potentially. I can cut out sections so that I can just keep all those together. Okay. So that's probably the one thing. So if I click done, originally it was like 48 seconds, now it's 23 seconds, okay, and it's going to be seamless. It's not going, there's going to be a pause or a break or anything someplace. It's trimmed it form. Okay. Now, nothing has been saved. Okay, what if I was like, maybe I don't like that. I wish I could change that. Well, it has two options up here. We can revert to the original, because nothing's actually been saved yet. I can revert to the original video. Bless you. I can save it as a new video. Right here. Okay, I can rename it, go and change the settings again. Or I can save, which is the next blue button over there, and it will overwrite later again. It'll overwrite the video. And that will be the new video. Now it takes, I forget, a couple days for that video to completely replace it. So like if I have a link on Moodle that's pointing to a certain video, if I replace that video, it's not going to be instantaneously changed. Okay, I don't know if there's a buffer system somewhere, but it does take a couple days usually for it to show the new version. That's probably the one thing I use the most as far as editor. There's lots of other options there, like you can adjust the lighting, you can adjust color saturation, color temperature, contrast. You can put it in slow motion. Poole said he puts his on like 2 because he talks so fast sometimes, which I thought that was kind of funny. He said he needs like a 1.5 though, somewhere in between. But you can put it in slow motion, but everything will be in slow motion. It's not just the audio or the video, it's both. You can do time-lapse things, which I haven't played around with that too much, but that sounds kind of fun. If you're recording your own videos, like on a phone, you can hit the stabilize and it will automatically adjust some of the vibrations. And I haven't really played with anything else, okay, to be completely honest with you. But you can change the orientation, you can flip your videos 90 degrees, one way or the other. So if you're recording something, I suppose you need to turn it, you can do that. So there's several different options there. Right, on your phones especially. Let me give you just a couple more things and then, because unfortunately if you don't have a lot of this, you can't do some of it. The last thing I really wanted to discuss as far as the editing goes, and I haven't played around with this too much either, I just started to, but the end screen and annotations option. End screen and annotations. I don't do too much of the end screen. End screen, you can put a specific look on a lot of these videos, especially people that do a lot of them. They can have this end, the last frame that has a link to some place or a special video or subscribe to my channel, all these different things. I don't do that too much, but the annotations is something that could be kind of fun. Let's say you're going through your video and you want to make a note. Find out where it is. Let's see what I want to see. Let's see, where is it? Yeah. I'm going to show you how to add. Maybe you've seen a video where they have a little pop-up bubble. And I'm not seeing. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. All right, so up here where it says annotations, I'm sorry. I don't want to do an end screen. I want to add Okay. All right, so let's say I got there and I want to add a little note, this add annotation. You can do a speech bubble, you can do a note, you can do a title. The only ones I've really done are speech bubbles. It is, and you can customize all sorts of different things. You can customize the font size, the color of the text. You can do a red bubble with white text. There's all sorts of different things. You can go in and make that box huge or small, or move that box around to different parts of wherever you want it to be. You can also move that bubble to different times, or where do you want it to appear, so that I didn't want it maybe there, I wanted it there. So now when it gets to that time, I'll have this pop-up bubble, and then it will go away. You can set it to last longer. Maybe I want that bubble to last a very long time on the screen. Now it will stay on their screen up until whatever time you want it to disappear.
Everything is recording is everything I'm doing on.
So that's one thing that you can do. If you maybe misspoke or you said something wrong and you want to fix yourself, you don't want to record the whole video again. Just say, oops, I made a mistake, I really meant this. And so as students are watching that, they can read that really quickly. The other use of that I've found is if I recorded something in previous years, and maybe I taught it a little bit differently this year, I could just modify it a little bit. I don't have to re-record a whole lesson, just make a couple changes using these annotations. And you can move that bubble to different parts so it's not necessarily right in the way of something. And you can add countless annotations there. So I don't know, that's something that I've started to use more. And you can use color coding for certain things, but that's probably the two most useful things I've used is the trimming and the annotations. And again, nothing is actually saved until you click apply changes. And then now those are on there. Okay. So that's pretty much it. The big factors, things that I've kind of learned over a few years is it's easier to get in the habit of recording. You can always delete them or go back in and now edit them, compared to what we used to be able to do is not do much editing at all. But if you've got a whole bunch of videos, you're more than welcome to use those. You're more likely to use them if you've got them.
Could you add to a video that you already have? Have you done that before?
I have not done that myself.
If you go into,
Possibly.
if you go into the editor for,
Okay.
So the whole editor just.
you can, there's actually a button.
says
Yeah, you're
You
right.
can stack a bunch and you can put a picture into it, you can overlay
Yep.
audio.
Yep. Yeah, where is that?
I don't know, I did it.
It's on the, down, scroll down, just right. And then where you just were,
I didn't give it enough good.
Like actually,
Yeah.
It's
and
too
straight
much.
there at the bottom right.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I have done that once, I'm sorry, Kyle, I did misspeak. You can merge videos together, if you actually go into the full-blown YouTube editor tool, yeah. You can add audio tracks separate from your video. I have not done that too much though, to be totally honest with
If you post a video,
Okay.
you're searching it by the title,
you. Yeah.
and you're getting a whole lot of stuff and you can't find yours, is there a way to narrow it down?
You can search by user to
Search by use.
the more specific your search can be, and that's where if you, in that description, the more descriptive you can be, or
The
those
descriptions.
tags.
I didn't put anything in
Yeah, if you
description.
add a
I
description.
just did a title.
If you do the title, then it's, yeah, that's fairly limited. If you put in that description, very specific details,
Okay.
then you'll find your videos faster too. Okay. Anything else?
Right now, they just